Good morning, South Africa.
It's time for you to be refreshed and renewed.
So join us as we bring you
A slice of light. We're back in Port Elizabeth in a small green oasis.
intaka zinkiloza chini kuno jingi. I'm sure kulonda ukuyo ukhona umyezo osabufana nalo.
Coming up, we learn all about rebuilding our cities with the Nehemiah Vision.
Emveni koku Daily Slice nonosomashishini Elmarie Sampson.
And finally, we introduce a brand new segment called Heroes of the Faith.
Phaya eBhayibhelini umprofeti uNehemiah ejongene nemiqobo kanye nabathandabuzi abaninzi ukwazile ukuchazela abahlali ba maziphinde zakhiwe indonga zaseJerusalem kwakhona one section at a time. Trevor Jennings spoke to us about a modern day Nehemiah vision happening across the bay.
Way back in 2003, there was a group of us business persons who met in the city hall every Friday morning from 6 to 7. And we started praying for the city. At one of these meetings where people were sharing scripture and praying together, a pastor called John Burrell was used as his text, Nehemiah chapter 2, verse 17. And we were given a vision at that meeting. Not only what we should do with Nelson Mandela Bay, but how we should actually do it. We were given the municipal ward structure as the structure that we should use because that's where your community lives. Just as Jerusalem and Nehemiah looked at the walls of Jerusalem in sections, we divided our city into sections, 60 sections of municipal wards. So their wall was our ward. Well, in each ward, you've got 8 role players, key role players in each ward. Okay, and be they the schools, be they the churches, be they the clinics and hospitals, be they the police, be they voluntary organizations, be they the ward committee. So all those structures already exist. You don't have to go and create new ones, but you can just inspire those current structures or motivate them to work together. Because what a country or a city or a town needs, it needs a common vision, okay? And a vision with purpose, and a vision that the ordinary man in the street can relate to and understand.
Working from the Nehemiah vision of rebuilding our city, God gave Trevor a further practical idea.
Well, for a long time we'd worked on unity, and we were very frustrated in that because of our geographical segregation in this country, we really still felt so distant from each other, and we never sort of mixed as communities. And sitting in church one Sunday morning listening to a chap called Dave Cape, who was planning a prayer walk through the UK, through the boroughs of London. And I just felt the Lord saying to me that morning, that's what I want you to do in Port Elizabeth.
At the start, he mapped out a route, joining the wards with an electrical cable.
Then the Lord said, right, that electricity that a cord can project or generate, I want you to do by walking with prayer and generate the prayer through your walk. I'd never organized a prayer walk, so I wasn't quite sure what to do. So I heard about Bishop Eric Pike, a former bishop of the Anglican Church. And he had walked the Camino in Portugal and Spain and France twice. And that's like 500 miles. So I went to see him and asked him if he could help me plan something like this. And he got so excited about what we were doing, he felt that the Lord was saying to him that he should walk as well. Now, he's 80 years old. And he landed up leading the walk, walking for 20 days at 10 Ks a day.
Not only did Bishop Pike lead the walk, he was inspired to write a book about it. But how did they involve the communities?
We connected with each ward and people from that ward, so they walked with us. As a matter of fact, we asked pastors in those wards to be the leader for the day. Okay, so they led us through their ward. And so we connected the whole city, and we could just feel the warmth. So the outreach worked, we could feel it.
What impacted Trevor the most?
The incredible prayers that we heard in all the different wards in the city. For instance, in the ward where the Langa Memorial is, and we naturally stopped at that memorial in terms of healing and reconciliation, to pray for forgiveness and to just reconcile with people that were on the walk, and to listen to those prayers, to listen to prayers of people in New Brighton that had been personally involved in necklacing operations, to listen to their prayers for forgiveness was something unbelievable. The last thing I'd wish is that every South African, if they ever came to Port Elizabeth, would ever either walk, cycle, drive a motor car or bus, the full length of the Nehemiah prayer walk. And I could guarantee that they'll never be the same again.
When we come back, Daily Slice with a woman of substance. Running one's own business is never easy, and during lockdown, things got a whole lot tougher. Today, Daily Slice meets Elmarie Sampson.
Home-cooked takeaways is what Elmarie does best. Recovering from lockdown is still a hard and busy road, but she found the time to share with us her inspirational testimony.
Elmarie, thank you for welcoming us to your kitchen. I can't help but notice there's a groot hek agter jou. Wat's met die hek?
Daai hekkie agter my kom al die pad uit Krompoort uit. En Krompoort is 'n verlate plekkie wat nou eintlik deur Addo oorgeneem raak op die oomblik. En ons 'n paar verlate plase. En omdat ons 'n gedeelte van die besigheid het wat ons noem die stadstal, soos die padstal, maar ons noem dit stadstal waar ons nou al ons ingemaakte vrugte en allerlei goeders daarso doen, het ons dan besluit ek sal mos nou maar mooi lyk hierso saam met al die botteltjies goed en alles. So dit is die storie agter die hek, al die pad van Krompoort af.
You've had an amazing faith journey experience. Talk to us about it.
Okay, regte boeremeisie. Ek is gebore Afrikaans, Ferreira gewees en ek het my man ontmoet toe ek 15 was. Ons is nog al die jare saam. Gewone normal upbringing, gewone goed gedoen op skool, alles wat gebeur het. Getroud toe ek 23, 24 jaar oud was, getroud. En toe het ons besluit om met 'n gesin te begin. So, toe kom Keegan, my seentjie. Ek het seker op omtrent 5 maande oud het ek agtergekom, maar iets is nie reg nie. Dit was asof hy nie ontwikkel soos hy moet ontwikkel nie. Een dokter na die ander, ons was Kaap toe gewees, ons was by die Rooikruis Hospitaal gewees. Hy is toe gediagnoseer op die ou einde met quadriplegic cerebraal gestremdheid, wat basies is, cerebraal gestremdheid tas jou hele liggaam aan. Met ander woorde, die arms, die bene, hy kon nie loop nie, hy kon nie op sy eie sit nie. Met ander woorde, ek het 'n pasgebore baba gehad. Keegan het 16 jaar oud geraak voor hy oorlede is. Ek het 'n pasgebore baba gehad vir 16 jaar lank wat ek versorg het.
How long does a person live? How long is a person expected to live?
Your life expectancy for severely quadriplegic cerebral palsy is 7 to 8 years old.
Maar Keegan was 16 jaar.
Keegan was 16 jaar oud. Hy is 'n week na sy 16de verjaarsdag is hy oorlede. So ja, hy het miracle, absolute miracle. Hy het die die medical fraternity het hy gewys, nee, ons is beter as dit. So ja.
Wow. And then came a second one.
Toe kom Brittany 4 jaar later, 1995 is Brittany gebore, my dogtertjie wat ek altyd wou gehad het. Ek wou 'n seentjie ook gehad het. Ek was baie lief vir Keegan geweest. En weet jy, dit was nogal snaaks toe ek Brittany verwag het, nê. My grootste bekommernis was nie dat daar iets met haar sal fout wees nie. My grootste bekommernis, nê, was dat ek nie vir haar so lief kan wees soos wat ek vir Keegan is nie. Dit is wat my altyd bekommer het. En toe is Brittany gebore en toe hulle vir my daai dogtertjie bring in die hospitaal, nê. Toe is dit net soos 'n dit was dieselfde liefde wat ek vir Keegan gehad het, alhoewel jy is vir al jou kinders is jy op 'n ander manier lief. Ek weet nie of jy verstaan wat ek probeer sê nie, maar jy is vir hulle almal ewe lief, maar op 'n ander manier. En met Brittany was dit was ook maar net love it first sight, soos met Keegan. En ja, toe sit ek nou 2 weke later, sit ek by die huis op kraamverlof. Brittany speel lekker pop, ek het Keegan ook om te sien en ek besef maar Brittany is dieselfde as Keegan, sy is ook cerebraal gestremd. Want ek kon dit optel met die oë, omdat met die graad van die gestremdheid was hulle sig ook aangetast. So nie een van hulle kon onderskei tussen lig en donker, maar hulle kon nie byvoorbeeld vorms onderskei en al daai tipe goed nie. En ek het daar gesit en ek het so gekyk, ek het my man gebel, ek het gesê kom huis toe, ek het gehuil, ek het vir 2 dae my oë uitgehuil. En daarna het ek my pick myself up en ons het aangegaan met die lewe, want wat gaan jy doen? As jy in 'n hoekie gaan sit, wat gaan van jou kinders raak?
2 kinders.
Twee
met cerebral palsy, quadriplegic cerebral palsy.
Presies dieselfde. En baie mense vra, maar hoekom, waarom, wat het daar iets in die swangerskap verkeerd gegaan? Daar het absoluut niks verkeerd gegaan nie. Ek het die gesondste swangerskappe albei kere met albei my kinders gehad.
You must have had some questions for God.
Lots. Kyk, ek en hy het baie gesels en baie hard gesels en ek wil weet hoekom is ek dan die slegste mens op aarde, laat dit nou 2 kinders, want weet jy, ek dink my man het ook op 'n stadium met hy gesê, ons het nou Keegan wat gestremd is, nê, as dit nou net Brittany, as ons een normale kind kan hê, maar dit was nie vir ons beskore gewees nie. Kyk, ek het baie vrae gevra. Ek meen ek het seker nou nog partymal vra, maar die grootste ding is net daai aanvaarding. Aanvaar dat dit op jou pad gesit is en tot die dag wat ek besef het, maar dis nie 'n straf nie. My 2 kinders was nie 'n straf nie. Hulle was die boek wat ek besig is om te skryf oor my 2 kinders en dit is totaal just in memory of them, net vir hulle eer wat ek die boek skryf. Die boek se naam is The Miracle of Disability. En want dit is vir my was dit 'n miracle om daai 2 kinders te hê. Want hulle het vir my soveel meer geleer as wat enige normale kind my ooit sou kon geleer het. Die dag toe ek besef, ek word nie gestraf nie. Dis 'n pure, my 2 children were a pure blessing. Dis toe ons kon regtig vorentoe gaan en dit is wat ek vir mense daar buite ook wil sê. As jy 'n gestremde kind het, ek weet dit is moeilik. Dis nie maklik nie. Ek gaan van niemand probeer sê dis maklik nie. Ek het 2 gehad, ek het my eie besigheid begin, ek het my besigheid opgebou van niks af nie. Met die hulp van my goeie staf, met die hulp van my man. Hy het altyd agter my gestaan. Maar as jy dit sien as 'n straf, gaan jy nêrens kom nie. But if the day you start seeing it as a blessing, that's the day you can pick yourself up, carry on and make a success of your life with two disabled children.
I'd like to explore more about the blessing that you had, that you received from
Yes.
your 2 children.
Yes.
But also begin meer daaroor.
Hulle het my geleer om alles in die lewe te waardeer. Hulle het vir my geleer om die klein goed te waardeer. As jy daar in die berge stap, nê, en jy kyk so uit oor die skepping, dis iets heeltemal anders. Ek jaag nie geld na nie, ek jaag nie nuwe karre, mooi klere nie, want ek weet vir 'n feit daai dinge, as ek alles kon verkoop en my kind net kon 'n gesonde lewe gee. As ek sê 'n gesonde lewe, wat hy kan ook rondhardloop, 'n bal skop, daai tipe goed, dan sou ek dit gedoen het. Met ander woorde, daai aardse goed beteken niks. En dit is wat die kinders my geleer het. Live life simply. Ek dink dis basies wat hulle my geleer het.
Ungayindawo, Heroes of the Faith, xa sibuya. In our brand new segment, Heroes of the Faith, sikhanganya amaKristu awenze igalelo elingumangaliso apha eMzantsi Afrika. Kulula ukuthi gqolo sikhangele phesha kolwandle, sikhangele abantu abafana ke noDr. Martin Luther King Jr. kodwa sithini ngala wethu amagqala afaneke nenkosi uAlbert Luthuli.
Pastor Russell Viljoen leads Ebenezer North, a vital faith community which started in a tent. He's a hero because of his stance on church unity.
In 2010, my senior pastor, Apostle Neville Goldman, van Ebenezer International, hy het toe gesien dat as niks in die noordelike areas nie, net RDP-huise, duisende en honderde RDP-huise. Maar there's no services, there's no clinics, there's no schools, there's no libraries, nothing. Ons kom toe in 'n tent, en die tent is omtrent 23 meters by 9 meters, En die tent raak toe die senter van die gemeenskap. Die tent raak toe die punt waar ons begin toe 'n kliniek in die tent, ons begin toe 'n homework club in die tent, ons begin toe 'n feeding scheme in die tent, ons begin job creation, skills development, en the tent becomes the hub of the community. And then we looked at this property to buy this property, And when the community heard that we're going to move, they're drawing up a petition that tent is going nowhere. And I asked, why? They said, no, our children get helped over here. Our children get educated, our children get fed, our youth are changing their lives. It became a community center where people were being developed, and being helped. 10th of October 2010, a big storm wind blew through PE, blew the tent to smithereens, And that very day, that very Saturday afternoon, when the tent was blown to pieces, somebody coined the slogan and the song, "Blown into our destiny." And we were blown into our destiny. We came onto our new property here. Die was a dump, a garbage dump. Ons het kom kerk hou vir 1 jaar in die oop lig.
Pastor, jy het onlangs 'n artikel geskryf oor die belangrikheid van vereniging in die kerk. Can you take us through that?
Myself being a pastor, I can see that how divided the church is at the moment, and how much power and effect we lose in the community because of the division. Because we have all these churches operating in silos, And I think to myself, as ons maar net saamwerk, ons kan soveel meer bereik, soveel meer doen, And so I wrote this article and I spoke about the fact that as a church, if we can just have people who have the vision to work together, and that's all unity is coming together and working together to help people for the glory of God.
Wat ek wil vra, hoekom is dit dan so moeilik? Hoekom gebeur dit so min?
Die probleem vir my is leierskap. As jy 'n leier het wat net vir homself is of net vir sy eie kerk, dan gaan jy nie eenheid hê in die stad nie. As jy selfsugtig is, jy gaan 'n selfsugtige kerk ook hê. As kerke hier om die draai en af in die straat en so aan, maar niemand ken vir niemand nie. Hoekom? Dit hang af van die leier. As die leier uitgaan en bou verhouding met ander pastore, bou vriendskap met ander pastore, dit is eenheid. Leaders. If a leader is kingdom-minded, the church will be kingdom-minded. If a leader seeks unity in the city, the church will seek unity. But if a leader is selfish and just wants to build his own empire, then we're going to have what we're having at the moment, division.
Vroeger, off camera, het ons oor die bullet holes gepraat en jy het iets baie so mooi gesê oor die bendelede. Wat sê nee, ons beskerm nie. So please tell the viewers.
Eendag een van die lede kom te my sê, pastoor, kyk die gate in die kerkgebou. Ja, ek het geskrik. Ek sien die bulletgate. Ek dink toe, ons moet die gate gou toemaak voor die kerk kom. En net as die kerk vol vrees, en dan wil hulle nie weer kerk toe kom nie. Die lede. En ek sal nooit vergeet, ek bid in die gebou. Ek bid. En die Here sê vir my, moenie hy gate toemaak nie. Laat staan hy gate. En wanneer die kerk toe kom, wanneer die mense kerk toe kom, dan wys jy hulle die bulletgate. En sê vir hulle, every time they come to church and they see those bullet holes, they must be reminded that we are here to be part of the solution and not the problem. Daar waar daar skietery is, dan bid en loop ons sing om my huise en om my ouens en om my mense en so aan. En ons spreek lewe. Ons spreek lewe. En dit maak 'n groot verandering. As jy daai geestes, that spiritual atmosphere, if you can change it. And people feel encouraged when they see here people come without fear, but with hope. So for me, I'm not interested in people coming to church. I'm interested in the church going to the people. That to me is true church.
Ras, wat is jou gebed vir die gemeenskap van Jacksonville en Timothy Vale?
If we invest everything we have into the children, every positive seed into the children and the youth of Jacksonville and Timothy, what will this community be like in 10 years' time? If we put godly seed into children now, from the age of 4, 5 years old, the youth, what will the community be like? I can tell you, it's going to be a greater community. It's going to be a stronger and a better and a more beautiful community. We need to sow into the children. That's my vision. That's my prayer. That's my desire. To take everything we have and sow it into those children, those kids. Because they are the parents of the future. And if they grow up godly, we'll have a godly community.
With that, we've reached the end of today's show.
Khawukhopha kale khasi lethu Facebook. Megan, lifikile ilixa lokuthi wena uphose amazwi enkuthazo. Singene kule veki siya kuyo sithe vram noko.
Okay, how about this one? It's simple, clear, yet relevant.
Qhuba.
Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
I could not have put it better myself. Strength to you all.
Till next week.
Uxolo Nkosi, malube nathi.